All right, what's up, YouTube? This is BoxingWave. First off, I wanna apologize for my last video. The audio was fine, but I recorded it on my phone in the car, and I didn't even realize until I watched the video at home that the video was all messed up because my phone did get wet. I was shoveling snow, and my phone was wet. And when I recorded the video, it was like the screen was blinking out and stuff like that. So I didn't even know. All right, but you guys heard the audio, so it doesn't really matter anyway. Um, so Joseph Parker fought Jason Bergman over the weekend, right? I did see a couple of Bergman's fights a few days before this fight came along, and I saw that he had a big left hand. He had a big left hand. He has some skill, but he just doesn't have the conditioning. The guy, I don't believe he ever fought past 6 rounds. Okay, I think that's what the commentary was saying. But I thought he posed somewhat of a threat because he did have a big left hand, and Joseph Parker hasn't been in the ring with any southpaws up to this point. So the guy is a decent fight, but the guy just doesn't have the conditioning. The guy was not outside of the first round. He really didn't throw anything. And I felt like most of those rounds should have been 10-8 rounds because Joshua is just dominating. Bergman, a couple of those rounds, he didn't even throw any punches. He's just in survival mode. Very early in the fight, he's already trying to just survive throughout the whole fight. And he went 8 rounds of just getting pounded. Now he countered Joseph Parker a couple times in there, with some big shots. I know Bergman do have some pop, but I don't know how much power he has against some of the better heavyweights in the division, So I wasn't overly impressed with Parker. I think he needs to fight more southpaws, slowly. Like I know Amir Mansour is just got hurt, but Amir Mansour is a left-hander that he should probably fight before fighting like a Louis Ortiz or someone like that, or even a Tony Thompson. A Tony Thompson is still got some tricks on his sleeve, but I think he should definitely fight, like, while he's in the stage of being a prospect and climbing. He should definitely throw a couple southpaws in there for he can get more experience fighting them. All right. I only got to complain about, I'm only nitpicking here because we already know how talented he is. We already know that Joseph Parker is talented and he has potential to be good. I mean, he definitely has extremely fast hands, and he has some good. He has a good skill set. But what I would like to see in this fight, I thought Parker should have been giving him more looks. He could have been shooting a jab from the outside to the bottom, to the stomach, instead of just coming in. He was just like walking Bergman down, and he was being very predictable. I guess he wasn't really giving him that many looks, I guess, because he was just putting on the pressure and he wanted to get him out of there. I doubt he seriously fights that way with everybody, but I still think Parker, my one thing that I always complain about, I still think he's a little too stiff up top, okay? I think his head just stays dead centered, and this is why he doesn't really have the reflexes defensively, especially he's a guy that's obviously offensively he's gifted, but I don't really see the defense is when he is putting on the offense. He doesn't have the reflexes to get out of the way of certain punches. When the counters, it's like you got to be prepared for the counters. And if he fights a really, like, let's say even if he fought like a Antonio Tarver, he fought Antonio Tarver. Tarver would have caught him with some left hands here and there, and he would have had the condition to last longer than Bergman. He's not a high volume puncher neither, but Antonio Tarver is always dangerous. So if he had fought like a Tarver, I think Tarver would have got him with a few good shots. So I'm just saying he needs to be a little bit more prepared, and I think he's better against orthodox fighters than he is with southpaws. Because the few times that this guy Bergman really went for a good shot before he was gassed out, he was landed. Not a big deal, not a big complaint, but I mean, that's the one thing that I noticed in this fight instead of the other fights where Parker was just so dominant that, you know, his opponents didn't really have anything from him. Whereas in this fight, Bergman just didn't have the conditioning, but at the same time, he did land a few notable shots that could have hurt some other fighters. All right, and if Parker didn't have a chin, he probably would have been hurt too. So where do I want to see him now? I would like him to slowly upgrade on the level of opposition. You know, fight like an Andy Ruiz, another fighter that's undefeated. You know, you had Dominic Brazil recently. You know, just fight someone that's a little bit more relevant, a little bit more skilled than the opposition that he's been facing so far. A lot of people want to see him fight Anthony Joshua right now, you know, and I feel Joshua, they're actually still on the same level, but I feel like Joshua, at this point, at least he fought Kingpin, at least he fought Dillian White, you know, another guy that, you know, I made the video about those three. At least he fought Dillian White. He knocked Dillian White out. Parker doesn't have any of those kind of fights yet, you know. I mean, he's fought, you know, Bowie Topu and a few other guys, but they're not. They really wasn't a threat to him. You know, I would like him to slowly, gradually, like upgrade in the level of opposition. Now, I know somebody left a comment to me before. Someone, I believe the fan was from New Zealand, so he probably knew a little bit more about what Parker's situation out there. But one of my subscribers said something to me in the lines where he's been trying to get better fights, and a lot of the fighters are turning him down. I don't know how true that is, but if you guys know more, please leave it in the comments. I'll definitely, you know, check out the comments and read the comments. What I would like to hear from you guys now is, what do you want from Parker right now? Who do you want him to face? Do you think he should go up? I know he's number 3 in the WBO right after Anthony Joshua. Do you think he should fight Anthony Joshua in 2016? Do you want to see him in more fights? Do you want to see him fight anybody else other than Anthony Joshua? Do you want him to fight Deontay Wilder already? You know, or whoever. What do you want? I mean, that fight would not happen. But what do you want from Joseph Parker? I believe that Joseph Parker needs to slowly upgrade the level of opposition. Slowly. Okay? He needs to fight better guys than who he's fighting right now. But he shouldn't be fighting like a Louis Ortiz. He shouldn't be fighting a Povetkin or Tyson Fury or, you know, I mean, Charles Martin's a champion right now, and I still don't even know if he's good or not because we're not getting the rounds from him, you know. But anyway, let me know what you guys think. Throw some names in there. I'm gonna do this. I wanted to do a quick video with this because I want to start getting on the Keith Thurman and Sean Porter talk and everything like that. All right, and make sure you guys hit subscribe.